Welcome to Energy Workz. Today we're talking about hobbies that heal. At this particular point in time, there's been many difficult things that are happening, many struggles for people, many limitations, frustrations, things that have changed, attitudes that have changed in people. And I guess it's our opportunity to try and develop hobbies and things that we love to do that bring us joy in these times that are very tricky. So what is it that you've always wanted to do and now maybe you can give yourself permission to do? So I have a flute sitting in my cupboard that I've yet to have one lesson for. So maybe that's the opportunity for me to get out that flute, dust it off and actually learn how to play it. What is it that you would love to do and what is it that you feel would be soothing to you and helpful to you? You know, for some people it's learning to ride a bike or to do yoga or to dance or to do acrobatics, or there's many things, horse riding, all the things that you feel that might be soothing and therapeutic to you, it's worth to have a go at. So let's just clear a little bit of energy around this. Let's go into our third chakra, which is our ability, our will to make things happen. All right. So I'm seeing that all my needs are being met. All right. So what is the hobby that you would like to have a go at? What do you feel would make you relax and enjoy life and see that it's a little better? All right. I choose to align myself with the prosperous power of the universe. So when I see Jenny's name there, she's done a couple of classes for us in Zen Tangles. And this is a very good way to kind of free your mind, because you just have to focus on like small movements or small little patterns and filling up certain areas. And of course, each one will be individual. Yeah, Jenny says, thank goodness for her art. So, you know, each of us need to have that something that we like to do. So in Christmas holidays, when I do have a little bit of time, I enjoy doing a puzzle. So I might have a 1,000-piece puzzle. And to me, I find that therapeutic. So what is therapeutic to you and what helps you to feel that you can get in that Zen mode and be open to inspiration and peace and allowing yourself to be connected to the divine? All right, so let's go into our heart chakra. Oh, someone said she'd like to do some watercolouring. Yeah, that would be so good. And I guess we have to go in with the attitude of I'm just going to have a go, not perfection, because I think perfection can be very harmful when you're first having a go at something. And, you know, if only we could see our beginnings in many things and have a comparison now. Often we throw away the things that we feel are terrible, and even if we just took a photo of them. All right, so what's coming up in our heart chakra is being unable to let a situation go. So what are you having trouble letting go of? And an oil comes up here too, black spruce. Jenny said her painting course is a lot more challenging. Crystal said pastel drawing. There, all these budding artists here. All right, let's see what black spruce is going to teach us. So this is from Essential Emotions book. Black spruce is both grounding and stabilizing. Of all the grounding oils, the spruces are most effective. Spruces are especially helpful in times of crisis, shock, or trauma. During such experiences, a person's energy may splinter, causing emotional disruption. These trees stabilize an individual's energy, helping them return to a grounded, balanced state. We might also use the black spruce for dysfunctional generational patterns. And I guess we're here to break the chains of those functions, aren't we? This dysfunctional patterns. Okay, and then Jenny's mentioned here letting go of perhaps the need to control. So if we say I'm okay without control, that's weak. And that's a generational pattern here again. Dad's side, dad's mum, and the women. All right, so now we also have sometimes our structure contributes to our function. Well, always our structure contributes to our function, but structural dysfunction contributing to how our mind works or how our body functions or how our organs thrive. So the back part of our head. All right, also some generational stuff trapped in the skull, so on dad's side of the family. So we can plug in a PDTR treatment or some cranial work. And also something in our neck, C3. So if you feel down the back of your skull and you count down the vertebra, the third one down, that's C3. We might use in a Siegel's book, The Secret Language of Your Body. She talks about the spine and what all the different vertebrae represent. I like this one. She says, buying into other people's negative beliefs. And I think of this time in the world with all the disruptions that we've had and the lockdowns and the illness and the fear that we can buy into other people's negative beliefs. So headaches can come up here, ear problems. So I don't know if anyone can relate to that. So where in your body are you feeling that there are things stuck, things that are preventing you from moving forward? What in your body is complaining to you? What part of your body? Right, another vertebra is coming up here, so C7. So if you feel at the base of your neck where the largest bump is, right at the bottom, that's C7. Oh, Jenny's mentioning sore neck, that would be right. So feeling tired, uninspired, drained, emotionally wound up, mentally unclear, immobilized by negativity, lack and fear of the future, feeling numb and disconnected from your own truth and sense of power. Also can involve thyroid problems, cold, shoulder pain, frozen shoulder and elbows. Okay, so we have nerve pain. All right, so it's almost like we're carrying the weight of the world on our shoulders, isn't it? Yeah, someone's mentioned her neck too. Right. So we have reactions to feelings. So feelings are chemicals, and just like we can react to bad food, we can react to bad feelings. Being angry with ourselves. Yeah, why are we angry with ourselves? What is it that we feel we have done or haven't done that we would like to change? All right, so some more feelings stuck here. All right, wanting matters to move quickly. All right, so Jenny's here, carrying the weight still, lol. Okay. Yeah, and I guess sometimes we are carrying the weight. Sometimes our family members struggle and we struggle with their struggle because we can feel that we own it. Okay, so Susanna's mentioned stomach. Okay, so let's go into our third chakra. Frustration with a young family member. Yes. Yeah, we wish for our family members to understand their value and their importance and their power and their ability to make change in their life. All right, this is what's coming up. This is from Jenny Rosengren's books. This is in the solar plexus chakra, and she says, releasing mental thought processes that keep me stuck in old patterns which no longer serve my highest and greatest good, and stuck in recreating pain over and over again. Yeah, we need to get out of that, isn't it? Oh, Emily's mentioned ear problems and vertigo. Thanks, Emily. And, some families have very strong difficulties, and it does take, a number of generations often to make the changes that are needed. And I guess each generation makes some changes. All right, I'm excited about all the possibilities that lay before me. And Kristen's mentioned years of Achilles inflammation. Yeah. And Achilles go with your adrenal glands and, that being in fight or flight all the time. So when you've lived in a situation where you're constantly waiting to be attacked or feeling that you're unsafe, that you're all the time got your sword up ready to fight, but you also got your tippy toes ready to run away. All right, so some stuff from Dad's dad here and the men. And again, some stuck feelings in our genes. Unable to perceive clearly and correctly. All right, so T6 comes up, which is in between your shoulder blades, and it relates to your stomach. So we can plug in an adjustment, the vibration of an adjustment to our T6. And all right, so what's hiding in T6 as well is carrying too many burdens, stresses, and problems. Yeah, so under T6 comes up stomach problems, and weight problems comes up as well. All right, let's go into our seventh chakra, where I think that's very important that we have that divine connection that we often talk about in our podcast. It's like we need to have that divine connection to know what is best for us in any particular situation. Often we know by habit what we would normally do or, what we've been taught to do. Sometimes we might need to do it a little differently and to get help to feel that it's okay to do things differently. All right, I'm safe to accept my divine destiny. Now, I can explain my view on it. Jenny's mentions here a lot to do with my painting course, not just virus issues. Right, yeah, so Jenny's doing a new course and learning a new skill, and of course that's going to bring up fears, isn't it, and discomfort, feeling that we are perhaps not good enough or not learning fast enough. I feel strongly that we have a Heavenly Father and a Heavenly Mother, the parents of our spirit, and they sent us here to the University of Physical Life to have the experiences necessary to grow and to become stronger and better people. And so we sometimes forget to tune in to our heavenly parents and the guidance that they would give us. And, just like sometimes you might have to go and speak to your living parents, or if your parents aren't living, to have a little meditation time with them about, the next step to take. All right, some more generational stuff hiding here. Mum's side of the family, mum's mum and the women. And again, some stuck emotions. It's interesting how many emotions come through our genes, isn't it? All right, the belief of being not good enough. I think too the belief that we have no power in our lives, or we have no ability to change things. Unable to stand up for yourself comes up. And, of course, that's a very disempowering feeling, isn't it? Not feeling that we can do something or to make a change in our situation or our family's lives. Sometimes the message we have to send is that we love you anyway, no matter how broken you are, and we're patiently waiting for you to repair. And sometimes it takes time to repair. So let's say I allow myself to have all the experiences necessary to grow. I'm valued as I am. And let's say I value others as they are. All right, something in our timeline here is affecting our ability to value others and ourselves. Age 2, age 7, age 15, 20. All right, we're back in the neck. There's some more things hiding in there. All right, feeling overwhelmed with stresses. And sometimes we can get involved in other people's problems, which take away the pressure from our own problems. And also being afraid to let go of old fears. All right. Also, electromagnetic radiation can affect parts of our body. So our mobile phones, our computers, our wireless internet, sometimes lights or electrical things near our bed. I think that's where it's important to try and clean our bedrooms out of electromagnetic radiation as much as possible to help our sleep to be more restorative. Okay. All right, so sometimes the phone can represent communication, or it can represent, bad things that have happened or stuff that's been said to us on the phone, and we can have a reaction in regards to the feelings that have come up through the phone. All right, age 2, age 6, age 10, 15. All right, still a little bit more now back in the third chakra. All right, so this chakra is about willpower, ambition, and action. So what part of your life do you need to take action in? And maybe this is where the hobbies come in. We need to go and have a go at the things that are in the back of our minds to try, because these are the things that will give us relief and bring down our stress levels and allow us to create. And this also is, the stomach comes up again. All right, thinking that change is unsafe. All right, also generational here from dad's side of the family, and about 45 hidden feelings here. So just take a big breath in and out, and let's release. All right, back into our heart chakra. So needing forgiveness. So being able to forgive is strong. Allowing yourself to be forgiven is not strong. The need to fix others comes up. So there's a joke about a wealthy man who's got a beautiful car, and the man with the boat pulls up to a lake, and there's an Aboriginal man who's fishing, and he's telling the Aboriginal man that he needs to get a job and earn money so that he can have a boat so that he can go fishing. And the Aboriginal man says, I'm already fishing. So sometimes we have got things out of order. All right, and then we come back with that black spruce oil again. It's obviously an important one for us today. And black spruce oil is about stability. So black spruce has mastered the art of energy conservation and endurance. Black spruce trees teach individuals how to regulate their physical energy by listening to their body's rhythms and needs. So black spruce models how to persevere through the storms of life by drawing strength from one's roots. So roots here could mean, the family that we came from, but also our generational roots. It offers a model of vitality and longevity through living in harmony with nature's cycles and seasons. Spruce can also assist individuals who feel depleted of energy to renew themselves. It helps those who struggle with extreme moods to find balance and moderation. So yeah, if you're finding yourself going, up and down like a yo-yo with your moods and being intensely passionate about something one minute and insanely depressed another minute, maybe we can use that black spruce to help stabilize us a little bit more. And a companion oil could be, they suggest a few here: balance, holiday peace, juniper berry, Douglas fir, cedarwood and vetiver. But I'm actually going to go into Douglas fir because I feel like that's an important generational oil. All right, so Douglas fir teaches individuals to learn from and value others' experiences, especially one's family and ancestors. It encourages respect for one's elders and ancestors and ancestral heritage. Douglas fir reminds individuals that valuable wisdom can be obtained by learning from the past, especially from individuals who are older, wiser, and more experienced. So I think that's wonderful for us. I'm sure there are many of our relatives who went before us that have our same problems and who have had similar physical struggles or emotional struggles. And, again, having that time for prayer and meditation to ask, who's had this experience? How would you suggest I go? And to listen to the inspiration that you receive. Whether it's from our heavenly parents or our earthly family that are on the other side of the veil. All right, let's go into our throat chakra now. This is about expressing ourselves, isn't it? All right, so the throat chakra is about truth. So what is the truth? I remember the very first time I read Feelings Buried Alive Never Die, I think I blamed my poor husband for everything. And when I read that book, it was like, no, it's you. It was like, oh. All right, our trachea is coming up here. So, part of our throat and breathing tube. All right, keeping in what we really need to express. And sometimes that's even with our children. We want them to make change or to be different to how we would like them to be. But I guess we have to understand that they have to get there in their own time and way, and their path to get there is different from the way that we might have experienced or want for them. But being able to love them through the process, I think, is really important. And sometimes we have to be the balancing or the stabilizing influence in those situations, and that we have to keep moving forward and keep going on that path, showing that we have hobbies, that we love hobbies, that we allow our hobbies to de-stress us, that we don't have to turn to substances of abuse to get relief, that we actually can do artistic or body movement or nature connection things that will help us to speak our truth, whether our truth is through painting or drawing or singing or dancing or trapeze or whatever it is that you would love to have a go at. I think that calls you, have a go. All right, I speak my truth. All right, I substitute love, joy, and peace for old habits of addictions and abuse. All right, it's okay for me to tell my story. I'm confident in the healing power of love to open my throat for greater self-expression. I feel comfortable to speak freely. And sometimes people express difficult parts of their life or things that they may feel ashamed or embarrassed about, or particular situations that were uncomfortable for them, but that their graciousness in expressing their difficulties and their struggles is a gift to us. As we understand them, as we understand that they have been through difficulties, it empowers us to believe that we can do that. Some people don't start their art till later or their dancing till later. Lois mentioned here, I had an experience with my daughter a couple of days ago and had to understand that they have their own journey to live and learn from. Love ultimately can calm moments like that. Yeah. And, that being calm sometimes is really hard when we're fearful and, our parents feared that we could do a good job or that we were making mistakes in our lives. And for sure we did. But you know what? Maybe they were the mistakes we need. All right, Catherine said, or writing. Yeah, we mightn't start writing till we're older. if that's what's in you, then you need to write, because there are people that need to hear what you're writing. Whether you write poetry or prose, or whether you tell your life story or you tell other people's life stories for them, these communications that we have and these ways of expressing ourselves are vital. As we indulge ourselves in our hobbies, we free ourselves to feel joy and to experience all that life has to offer. Many people have started doing things in the lockdown that they wouldn't have had to go out normally because they wouldn't feel that they had the time. So, I'm challenging you to start a project, start something new, start something that you've always wanted to do that you're terrified of. And you know what? It doesn't matter if you make a mistake or it's not perfect. Just have to do it. All right. So Taloa's mentioned playing music as a hobby for me to heal and express love. 100%. And it comes to mind, a lady learned to play a particular tune when she was young on the recorder, I think. And something happened to her, maybe 35 years later, when she remembered that tune and was able to play it. So music can often communicate more deeply with our spirit than words. And the combination of words and music can be very powerful. You all have such a capacity to live these amazing lives and to do things that you never thought were possible. And I guess it's our heavenly parents know who we were before we came to earth. We're not allowed to remember that, but I'm sure if we knew who we were before we came to earth, we would lose every fear that we have instantly. So it's like learning to trust that whatever you're inspired to do is there for a reason, that you never stop, trying, you never stop learning, having a go till the day you die. Keep going. All right, some generational stuff here from Mum's side of the family, Mum's mum and the women. And again, in our genes, there's some stuck emotions. And I think this is important to understand too. Sometimes we have these feelings and they don't seem to be logical. It's like, I don't know why I feel this. And then you can be assured that sometimes this is generational things that need to be cleared, and that you're the person that put their hand up to help with the generational clearing. All right, the stuck emotion here is of feeling unwelcome or in the way. And I can personally say, yes, I struggle from this. Sometimes I feel like I'm a pest, or at times I feel like I'm a disease, when I've had particular problems. And so it's like we can allow our, this feeling unwelcome, or that we're not good enough, or that we're a disease, to prevent us from connecting to our family. We feel that we're not good enough and they wouldn't want to know us. And they may read it as we don't want to know them, whereas it's actually our own struggle. So that's where I think sometimes being a bit more honest about where we're stuck can help our family members to meet us halfway. All right, let's ask in now, how are our sore necks, and how's your stomach, Susanna, and any other places that people's bodies are complaining. All right. I really appreciate those of you that are brave enough, especially in Australia, to jump up early in the morning. It is cold. And being able to communicate and share and, be together in moving forward and inspiring each other to have a go. So Lisa's got a sore back, okay. Upper back in the middle. Thanks, Catherine. Still sore. All right, so some feelings stuck in your back, Elizabeth. Feeling suppressed. So feeling suppressed is hiding in your back. All right, so if you were freer, what would you do? How would you throw off this suppression? How would you do better? All right, also feeling sometimes like we're a taker instead of a giver. Sharing. So sometimes we have many tasks to do and may feel like we have too much to do. And we may feel that if we share our burdens or share the things that we need to do, that we'll be a pest to people. But actually, sometimes others need to feel that they are able to support and that they have purpose. And you may be giving someone a reason to live, or giving someone a reason to feel purpose or worth. All right, also the grid is affected, the base grid. So we can have shocking experiences, whether physically damaged, emotionally damaged, where it's like the body takes a hit and the grid, which is the structure that supports all our energy system, can be damaged, and then the energy system doesn't function correctly. All right, so I don't know what experiences you've had, Lisa, that have affected your grid, but that's part of the back pain. All right, so Catherine's saying she finds it hard to receive. Yes, I'm able to receive is weak. All right, this is a dad's dad component to that one. And maybe in the past when people give to you, it's had strings, and we don't feel like we want people to do things. Emily's mentioned that she's been painting the last few weeks and it's helped her rest and it's been very restorative. Go, Emily. That's so wonderful. All right, so the cat's death is definitely a contributor, Lisa. I guess forgiving ourselves that our pets die. Now, interestingly enough, sometimes we've had family members that have had, their spouse die or a parent die or a child die, and this gets stuck in our genes, the inability to forgive oneself for a death or to take on the blame. I think this happens a lot too, when people have a miscarriage or, difficulties with children, sometimes there are genetic defects that were not going to be possible to fix, and we can blame ourselves for these things, but they're actually there for our learning. And some people don't have a long time on earth, but they still do a wonderful job with what they teach us, whether their life is, a few months short or, years short. Till I was mentioned here, I sometimes feel doubt, stuck or distracted when trying to achieve certain goals in expression, especially in writing. And yeah, we can get stuck in our writing, and sometimes we need to sort of step away for a moment and to ponder on why we're stuck. What is it that we're fearful to express? Is there been something in our lifetime that's preventing us from expressing? Age 2 comes up. Sometimes we might have expressed ourselves by painting on the walls, and that wasn't acceptable. And so then we have misinterpreted that painting is not okay, rather than expressing ourselves is okay. And, maybe our families needed to give us the opportunity to express better. All right, also in the back is hiding some generational issues. So mum's side of the family, mum's mum and the women. All right, so let's say I allow myself full expression. And it's the funny thing, we often want to just express the best of ourselves or show the good side of ourselves, which is wonderful, and we should. But sometimes we need to express the sad or the broken or the difficult parts too, because then it helps other people to see that, oh, you feel like I do. I'm not the only one. And so we feel less like a disease and feel less like we're unwanted, or we feel less like we're unlovable or unapproachable. So, sharing how we feel with people that are willing to hear is very important. Sometimes we just need someone to listen. And if you're a good listener, we need you. And we need everyone to use your form of expression to express your feelings, your doubt, your stuckness, your distractedness, to help us be able to do the same. So I think, you could be writing a beautiful piece of music and then, sometimes they might put a loud crashing or banging noise in it and you'd be shocked. But that's what happens in life, isn't it? And so, art portraying life, I think, is very important. Jenny's mentioned here, me too, sometimes just have to walk away and put some space between my art and me. Yeah. And you can put in family and me, body and me, job and me, problems and me in all those situations. And yes, sometimes we do need to walk away. Sometimes we just need to go for a walk. Tabitha said, I'm going to make a mosaic sign for the garden that is now named after her. I hope this will be a hobby to learn, be creative and be heartfelt to her memory. Yeah, beautiful. What a way to do that. That cat has brought you love and peace and probably adventures as well. And, we don't want to forget the things that we've learnt from the people in our lives. And what a wonderful way to honour them, to make some sort of art. Yes. Yes, we all need to walk away at times. That's true. And, I think that's where you can't beat a good friend, someone that you can talk to, that we can cry with, or laugh with. Sometimes we dwell in our negativity for a time, and we may need to be heard in those difficult times and feel that we're loved and cared for. I guess also to feeling that we are worth loving and we are worth the effort and we are worth the money for the materials or the lessons or whatever it is that we want to do. Okay, so in the throat is still some generational stuff, mum's stuff and mum's mum and the women. And, I guess when we express ourselves, whether it's by painting or dancing or singing or exercise or whatever form our creativity takes, some people, they're creative with their food or their garden, whatever it is that your expressive way of showing things, it is helpful to your mental health. When we feel that we can't express or that we're not acceptable, it's very disempowering. We need to express who we really are. It is vital. And as we do it, we show others who we are and the difficulties, and then they feel they're okay with their difficulties. It's like, oh, well, this person can express their difficulties or their sadness, then I can too. And we, it's like we're almost all holding hands and giving each other permission to express what we need to express, to take up that hobby, go buy some things and paint or draw or, do pottery or sculpture or whatever it is that you have a desire to do. We're giving you permission. Please do it. We need you to do it. We need to see what you're expressing so that we understand our own feelings and give them room for expression too. Okay, just checking in with people. How are we going with the back and the throat and the neck? All right, a little bit more stuff in the neck, in the genes, mum's side of the family, mum's mum, and the women again. So we can see here that this lack of expression can be a family pattern, that other people do that as well. Okay, well, thank you everyone that's joined in the call today. Really appreciate your sharing, your caring, and your artistic abilities and your creative side. So happy to see that. And, remember that we all hold each other's hand when it comes to doing these things. And it's important for all of you to go and do whatever hobby it is that calls you. It will help you to express who you really are, and it will help change how you feel about life. Okay, and I guess trusting that the future will be safe, even though we don't know how that's going to look just now. Enjoy each moment, each day, each ray of sunshine. You're worth all the effort. So as mentioned, growing up, I was a listener and absorbed everything around me. Music was a form of expression for a long time. And as time has passed, I've been able to express feelings another way through art, writing and verbal expression. Yeah, very good. Still needs a bit more time maybe. Thank you. Okay, no worries. Well, if you feel still stuck or there's parts of your body that are calling you, I have a free service called a clarity call. So you can go to www.calendly.com, so calendly.com/Tanya Ormsby/clarity call, and it's the opportunity to just get a little clear on where you're stuck. And if if you've done that before and you want to work a little bit more intensely, you can go to www.a1health.com.au/book, and you can book a session, whether you're local and you want to come in person to person, because we're open, or if you are away, we can do it by phone or by messenger or by Zoom or however else you would like to do it. All right. Each of you are wonderful people in your own right and do a lot of good in the world. Don't forget the good that you do, even if others don't appreciate what you're doing. You are doing good, and don't stop. Okay. See you all. Thank you. Bye.